Hi, time for another quick review. Today, the Amazon Kindle Fire HD 8.9. I bought this. I have a 7-inch version, which I didn't like a lot, so I bought the bigger one. The reason being, I found the smaller tablet to be a little bit confined. The screen resolution was mediocre. I did like the speakers on it, and I thought, I'll get the bigger one, maybe I'll like it. And the great thing about Amazon is, if you don't like it, you can just send it back, and they don't give you any hassle. So, let's have a look. It's on. This makes things quicker. As ever, Amazon have the most minimal packaging you can imagine. Plastic slipcase, just thing. USB cable. Cardboard box, and that's it. Nothing. Not even expensive. No, I haven't even printed it on the box apart from the Amazon on the front. It's it's retaking its cues off Apple, although the feel of the box, etc., is not premium like Apple. Tablet itself. Now this is an 8.9-inch tablet. It's running a full HD screen. Dual core processor. I don't know, maybe an A9 ARM processor or whatever. I'm not exactly sure. I'm more interested in how this works. It has a front-facing camera for video. It's about 8mm thick. It is very thin, about 1/3 of an inch. On the bottom, we have a USB port and a HDMI port. On the side, we have power. This side is nothing. The top, again, nothing. And the side, on the side we have the power button and volume up and down. And we've the same problem with these guys as I had with the 7-inch. They're so sunken in, like they're really difficult to find even by touch. Let's say if you're reading or looking at a movie in bed, to find it with your fingers is very, very difficult. And we have a 3.5mm headphone jack. So that is the Kindle Fire. Let's say the physicality of it. So next we're going to have a look at the screen. The screen on this is an IPS full HD screen. So we're running 1920 pixels by 1080. It is a crisp screen. It's very nice. However, I feel the interface that Amazon used, the Fire interface, it doesn't lend itself terribly to really show off the qualities of the screen. Its color scheme is just black. It's quite dowdy. So it doesn't pop in the way, let's say, for example, an iPhone with a nice wallpaper, or an iPad with a nice wallpaper that will. The viewing angles on the screen, though, are exceptionally good. Now, Amazon have said they're using some sort of vacuum process, so the screen and the digitizer are bonded together, and you can see that very much in the way, let's say, of an iPhone 4. It does give you very, very good viewing angles, and it helps clarity. So the screen, I will say, is top notch. Now, the device itself, to hold, I'd say this guy is probably in around 550, 600 grams. It is lighter than an iPad. It's a premium enough feel to the tablet. There's no creaking. There's no actual flex in the device. Not like, let's say, for example, with some of the Acer tablets where you're almost worried about holding them. On the back, we have 2 speakers, left and right, in this kind of metallic kind of strip. My main thing that I like on tablets, I like looking at video, and so what I did was a couple of little tests. One, I put over a good few MKVs and MP4s onto the internal memory via the USB cable to have a look at. So that's what I'm kind of gonna focus on a little bit. Now, of course, we have Amazon Prime. And the nice thing about Amazon is they do send these fully kitted. So if you have an Amazon account and you order it through it, it's going to arrive. You turn it on and it knows who you are. So that's great. So let's say we want to play something on Prime. It's simple as just tapping on your Prime eligible video and having a look at it. So that's what we're going to do now. and it's quite nice. This is showing on the left hand side. This is what Amazon called their X-ray. Sorry, I'll turn this down. Yeah, Charlton Heston has toupee get imprisoned by some kind of zombie vampires. Anywho, if we have a look here on the left, we can see Amazon X-ray, and it's quite useful because it shows you whatever characters are on screen during, let's say, the Prime video, and then it tells you, obviously you can click on them and see what's going on. So like Anthony Zerbe, there we go, and if you close that down, your film can be resumed, which is really handy if you're like me and you like films and videos, regardless of their quality. Here you go. So Prime works quite nicely. The video quality is okay. I say the streaming is at 720p, and the quality of the streaming is marginally less than Netflix. And it's usually always in stereo. You're not getting 5.1 even streamed out through the likes of other devices or run out through an app. Not the way, like, I do like the fact that Netflix, let's say via an Apple TV, gives you the 5.1. It's nice. Okay, so that is, let's say, the Amazon app itself. I'm not going to go into Kindle and all that because it's fairly, it's normal enough. Now, this here is the icon for the internal video player, and this is where my problems really start with this device. Here's Zombieland in 1080p, and this is an MP4 of it, and it looks good. It really does. It doesn't look as good as 1080p. I know the quality of this rip. It should look a little bit better. The encoding just looks a little bit soft. Now for a 1080p screen, I'm not too impressed. Because I'm really familiar with this rip. I tend to rip most of my own stuff, so I'd know, let's say, the bit rate and that. Now a lot of other films just won't play like that I copied over. So like here's like a 720p MP4 of Pandora. Now, as you can see here, there's this slowness to it. So, and the other big problem with the video player is it doesn't give you video titles. So I can't see the name of any of these videos without actually hitting it and going and getting the details of it, which is kind of counterintuitive. And the thumbnails take ages to come back up. So for me, this is a huge fail in relation to video usage. So that's kind of it. If you're very video centric, unless you're pulling your content from Amazon, this is not the device for you. Let's go into the web. Amazon have this browser called Silk. Look at this. I don't know if that's focused, but let's have a look. The tab has unexpectedly stopped responding and has been terminated. Would you like to restore it? Okay, yes. This is all too common on this device, and I have to say I would have loved it to not have done this. But anyway, this like mobile version of YouTube here, it's okay. It plays the Flash and stuff relatively okay. Let's see, we'll go to the journal. Rotation, all that sort of stuff works well, but I don't know, I'm getting a second-rate feeling from it. The touchscreen is nice, it's snappy, but it's not Apple. And I'm not a massive Apple fan, but I do find that their interfaces work really well. This guy is laggy, and there seems to be a refresh problem. So that, let's say if you're going to a different portion of a page, it's struggling to kind of keep up and load in that data. That said, everything does look crisp and clean, but it doesn't give me the functionality that I really, a great test of a device is if you want to surf something that you actually feel inclined to pick it up. If I have this side by side with the iPad, unfortunately, I'm picking up the iPad. It's, it is a pity. It's sluggish. It's not. The interface is not that of, let's say, the latest Jelly Bean devices, or okay, obviously it is running a modified Android operating system, but it is not as refined. Then we have our typical rest of the stuff. Amazon is making a big deal of their their cloud stuff, and so if we go into photos, I think you get 5 gig free storage. You can upload all your stuff, and like even that picture, it looks beautifully vibrant in that. There is the issue of advertisements on these, and I think you can pay $15 and they will send you one without them. So that's it. don't want this running too much over the 10-minute mark, so I'm just going to do a wrap up. This is an okay device. It is not amazingly different to the 7-inch. It gets quite hot, and you know, not like as in it actually heats up. So that is something I didn't notice with the 7-inch. Screen wise, and so it's a reasonable machine. It does give good audio for looking at films and that, but the software lets this down. There's nice hardware here. Unfortunately, the device does not feel zippy enough, and the codec support amongst the audio and video isn't there. So, you know, if you have a parent or a grandparent, they want something simple that they can look at videos, surf the net on, and that, yeah, it's fine. Provided an Amazon account that they can make use of. For Prime members, it makes sense because you get to look at all your films. But you can do that. You can use your Prime account over loads of different devices anyway. So it's not a deal breaker. That said, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. But this one's going back. All right. Look, thanks for looking. Take care. Bye.